leaning over. Pretty tough. Hey, what's going on? Good morning. Welcome to the job site. Today's my birthday. Shit you not. Your boy is 43 years old this morning. And boy, do I feel it. Not as bad as I did yesterday, though. Yesterday, I felt it really bad. You ever had one of those days when you don't want to wake up? Everything sucks. Everybody sucks. Isn't that a Limp Bizkit song? And you just want to break stuff? I didn't want to break anything yesterday, but man, my back was killing me. And I painted roughly about 3,000 square feet yesterday. That's 3 apartments in one day, essentially. Hey, appreciate the happy birthday things. I was going to title this thing something diabolical. I shit you not, man. Hey, look, there's a donation button right there. Don't shy away from that. I am accepting donations on my birthday. Buy me a coffee. Buy me a drink. Certainly could use it. We've got the wildlife outside. First thing this morning, look at the little squirrel. Look at him prancing around, dancing around. Yeah, man. The backyard on this house is wild. $1 million home, your backyard is probably about 20 yards, and then a street right there. Yeah, that kind of sucks. Not even a fence around this damn thing. Appreciate you guys on all the birthday wishes right there. It does mean a lot. Redskin Chris, a very special shout out to you, brother. You were the first person, the only person outside of my wife and my son who wished me a happy birthday. It's only 7 o'clock in the morning, but you know, we get a little dramatic with it. So anyways, I don't necessarily know, and I can't thank you guys enough. So many kind words. Kenny, it's for you that I do these live streams. Hey, look, I don't know necessarily that these live streams continue. I'm thinking that it's kind of advantageous to my video work on YouTube. I've noticed that the video work has been suffering because of the live streams here. Now, that sucks. Obviously, the live streams are way more ahead than the videos are. And I got some great video content. It's just, editing is my problem. Editing is definitely the problem. But nonetheless, hey man, it's my birthday. We're working today. I'm going to show you guys around a little bit. Again, thank y'all so much for the birthday wishes, man. It means a lot. I don't have any friends, nor do I really want any friends. I don't freaking like anybody, just to be honest. Anybody that I know. God damn, it's my birthday and I'm sending shots. But all of you, I do like. And I think that just goes to paranoia, Everybody's got an ulterior motive. All right, hey, let's take a look around. What did we do yesterday? Take a drink every time Joe says diabolical, you'll die of alcohol poisoning. There is your pocket door completely detached. And there is the little gizmo right there. Had I not watched the video, I'd have never known that that was a locking mechanism. But I knew because I watched the video. There is the one roller. Track is going to be good enough for us. So we need to get a roller. Definitely need to do that. Like I said, we sprayed probably, 3,000 square feet yesterday, 6 bedrooms. Why ain't none of the lights working? I know we got some light in here. This was the last room that we painted. This light don't freaking work in here. Look at that. You turn on the switch and it just turns into a freaking disco up in here. That repair work is quite predominant right there. That kind of sucks. I mean, it looks good, but it's definitely just way more there than the rest of it is. All right, this is not a good look right here. Let me show you guys the closet. We did a shitload of work in this closet yesterday. This light does actually work. All right, so the closet is a complete freaking construction site. So check this out. Cyanide cookies. Thank you, man. Appreciate that right there. Buy yourself a birthday Starbucks, Joe. I didn't even get a chance to tell you, look, it's my birthday. Did I tell you all that? And my truck almost broke down this morning. I shit you not. I mean, it did break down. It cut off in traffic with my son in the back seat. I was like, what the hell's going on? Why is my steering wheel not working? Then I realized my truck was off and the battery indicator was on. I don't know what that means. Ford does stand for found on the road dead. And I shit you not. there I was, dead. Yeah, man. Crazy. So hopefully that's not a sign of a dead cell in a battery. Probably is. But anyway, so here's the shelving situation that we've got going on. All of these little drywall marks, don't mind that. Our new guy did that. He's not a drywall whiz, and no big deal. All we were doing was patching some holes right here. We're not even going to go back with the texture in here. That line will go away. We pulled line off of the 4-foot level right there. Josh Morgan, appreciate that right there. Hell yeah, we're close. Appreciate y'all. Thank you guys so much. And then we have the new clips in that bag right there. So we'll get all of these shelves put back together. Good stuff right there. Appreciate you guys tuning in. Oh, God bless it. Yeah, you could tell this was the last room that we painted yesterday, and I was not feeling it. Look at that big old drip right there. Son of a gun. Did we miss this whole spot? Why does it look like that? I think I did miss this whole spot. I must have. Let's go look at some stuff that actually looks good, because this room does not look that good. Yous appreciate the kind words right there. Don't stop the live streams. I can't stop, won't stop. So here's a good looking room right here. This room looked like shit originally, and she's put back together pretty decently. Oh shit, this is actually another not good room to show you, because this was a yellow room. So we have 2 or 3 yellow rooms in this house where you can see that it looks like shit, and that's because it's gonna need 2 coats of paint. So this was not a good room to show you neither. Jesus, Joe, y'all suck. Look at that repair right there. God damn, you could see that. I mean, you can see that, but it looks good. Yeah, it does. It is just unbelievably noticeable. Huh. This might not have been the live stream to do after all. This would have been a video to film, and I could edit out all the bad looking shit. But it is what it is. Damn, man, this room needs 2 coats of paint. This is not what you want to see when you're doing a freaking repaint. Now, mind you, we paint matched this son of a bitch. Okay? We paint matched this paint. I don't know if this was a yellow room or not. I guess this is looking horrible. And I painted this and Gene back rolled it. But I will share something that I realized yesterday. Here's the deal. So let me talk about the paint that we're using in this house. Does this room look good? How about the front room? Okay, we did a lot of work in this front room. Does the front room at least look good? Hell no. Oh boy. I think we're gonna need a bigger truck. Yeah, we gotta paint all this shit again. Okay, it is what it is. You know, when you do a repaint, for the love of God, you don't want to have to do 2 coats of paint on the wall. But if you got to, you got to. So here's what I learned, though, you know, and I thought I had the sense when it came to this. So let's talk about the paint that we used in here. We used Painter's Edge, which is the second least grade of paint that Sherwin-Williams has for interiors. It goes Property Solutions, Painter's Edge. We used Painter's Edge for the ceilings, and that shit was beautiful. Now, it was a flat paint. We used Promar 200, which is a little bit of a step up. It's like almost a mid-grade paint. Shout out to you for the Cash App information right there, Redskin Chris. We used Promar 200 for the doors and the trim. That was the best paint that we were going to use on this house. And then we used Promar 400. Gene's telling me he's going to be a couple of minutes late. No big deal. We used Promar 400 on the walls. Man, that Promar 400 was absolute ass. That shit was watery as a bitch. I thought we was using Valspar. I thought we was using frickin' whatever the Walmart brand is. Gillian's. Promar 400 frickin' sucks. So, thank God Gene was back rolling, but look at the frickin' roller lines. Like this shit, and it's not that they did a bad job. It's the frickin' paint just sucked. The paint frickin' sucked. So now we got to go back and paint this whole son of a bitch again today. And when I tell you that this was a lot of work, man. We painted this whole freaking hallway. This big ass tripod that I'm trying to walk around with. Man, the hallway got painted. I had dudes falling back doing freaking touch-up work. And everything was it wasn't looking great at first. And this was another yellow room. But it just needs another coat. Now, the good news about doing a second coat of paint is the second coat flies. Okay, you've already got your first coat of paint on the wall. Second coat of paint's gonna fly. And I'm not tripping on this. I do question to myself, if I didn't go with the cheapest, like I always talk about other people doing, because I went with relatively cheap paint on this job, given the fact that we only bid this job at $10,300, and everybody told me this was a $30,000 job, which it was. We went with the cheapest paint, okay? We had to do that. But I think to myself, if I would have used super paint, would I have had these problems? Probably not. Now, super paint would have been double my paint cost, but it would have been half of my labor by the time this is all said and done. But I also need to say we're still in a good enough place on this job where it doesn't matter if we're well within our parameters on this. So, whatever. It is what it is. You can't do shit about it. We really went up and beyond to get this thing looking good yesterday. I mean, we painted the dog shit out of this. And it just needs a second coat. Just needs a second coat. It was also interesting trying to find out where the wall paint ended and the ceiling paint started. Let me show you some of this interesting stuff. And I know you won't be able to see it because of the lighting up here. And the lighting up here is horrible. So you got wall paint here, ceiling paint here. Ceiling paint here, wall paint there. Ceiling paint all the way over to here. This is not a good example. Let me show you over here. Okay, wall paint here, ceiling paint here, right? Wall paint here, wall paint here. Like somebody must have been on mushrooms when they did the interior design on this thing. But it is what it is. We've been enjoying the work over here. It's been, pleasant. No real issues with it. Still haven't found the interior doors. I'm about to get crushed on the interior door situation, but that'll be an upcharge for sure. I appreciate you, man. Thank you for the birthday wishes. To everybody up in here, appreciate the birthday wishes. Josh Morgan, again, appreciate you on that donation. Cyanide cookies, you as well, too. Hope you have a good day. Love to the family. I'm off to work myself. Have a great one, brother. Appreciate you swinging through here. I like doing these early morning streams. I just question to myself, is it counterintuitive to my video work? And it might be. Jeremy says, I guarantee super paint would have covered in one coat. Yeah, for sure. But the other thing about this is I got so much freaking paint. We got more than enough to do this. We painted 3,000 square feet yesterday easily out of a 4,500 square foot house, maybe even more than that. And we only used almost 10 gallons, and I've got 20 gallons in total. So I was going to use some of that paint for the garage. I've never seen a garage painted with eggshell or any kind of a glossy finish. Usually you just blast the garage out with some primer or a flat paint for your walls and ceilings, if it's even painted at all. Most of the times they're unfinished. I wonder if there's any kind of an issue that could occur from painting it with a glossy finish, which I can't foresee that being the case. Okay, a glossy finish you could wipe down. A glossy finish is for your wet areas, even though a garage wouldn't be a wet area. Yeah, I don't think we would have any issues there. So, nonetheless, we continue on. Indiana Observer, hey, I appreciate that right there. Thank you very much. That was very kind of you. Happy birthday, I really appreciate that. Thank you for being up in here. Shout out to your Indian Hoosiers. Isn't that their name? Yeah, can't wait for this weekend. Jeremy says garages need exterior paint if it's not heated. Yeah, so I don't know. I've just only painted a few garages, and we usually just paint them with primer, or we paint them with a leftover flat paint. Nobody's ever really too picky on garages around here. This entryway came out really good. We got this guy all cut up. Don't mind, there's a little bit of paint on the ceiling right there. We're gonna have some touch-ups to do. Sam, shout out to you. Your birthday is Sunday. My wife's birthday is this upcoming week. I think it's Tuesday. And then my son's birthday is the following month, and then Christmas. Joe's about to get smacked on the gifting. I've been trying to get my wife's birthday all squared away, trying to make this year a really good one. And yeah, this was another interesting room to paint. The upstairs absolutely sucked to paint because of just how cut up this thing is. I mean, who designs this? For what frickin' reason does your ceiling need to look like this? I just don't get it. I don't get it at all. Shout out to all the November birthdays right here, the Scorpios, you freaky son of a guns. That's what they say about a Scorpio, right? Oh, man. So today will be bathroom. Well, it was supposed to be bathrooms and kitchens over here, but it turns out it's going to be a deuce on the coat of paint. I don't think we're going to spray it today. I think we're just going to roll it. We did plenty of spraying yesterday, and rolling will be fast. I'm going to put everybody on the paint, and we'll run through this thing really quick. Sandy says they say a lot of things about us that most aren't true. Yeah. Distant within. My son's birthday is tomorrow. Shout out to your son. Hope he has a great birthday as well. There was another prison content creator, for the love of God. Some guy I've never heard of. He's from Virginia as well. I guess he's like some up and coming guy. I ran across a video of his this morning. He was talking about the guard that got killed, and there's a lot of wild accusations being thrown out there that he put out there. I don't know where he gets this information from. He's got a following, so he must know. But allegedly, in relation to that guard that got killed, allegedly, staff was notified the day before of a potential threat that was imminent. And then they had that guard in there early in the morning, serving chow and doing pill call at the same time at a level 4. What the fuck? And dude came up behind him, smacked him in the head, started stabbing the shit out of him, and then started stabbing the shit out of the frickin' training deputy who was with them. So allegedly heads are about to roll in that situation. That's what this guy put out there. I don't know anything in relation to that, but that is super crazy. Oh, and then by the way, to add insult to injury, another damning piece of information this guy puts out says that the wife of the fallen officer only found out from a Facebook post. Jesus fuck. You know, that her husband had gotten killed. How the It sounds plausible. It sounds plausible if you think about the prisoners that escaped down in New Orleans. You know, nobody knew about that until the news got their wind of it. That's crazy as shit. I was watching the live stream that I did yesterday, and man, I was freaking zooted, keyed up off of these freaking energy drinks. But I hadn't been sleeping. You know, the manicness had been at a freaking 12. Well, last night, I mean, I was so freaking depressed. You know, you're turning 43 years old. You're old as a bitch. You know, you can't relate to freaking 1900 Rugrat. I saw a post this morning. You're not a YN anymore. I saw a post this morning, a youngin', isn't that what that means? Of a young man down in Atlanta, I guess. I don't know where the hell this was at. He was getting ready to go to court. And he was dressed up. He had a collared shirt on. I don't know if you guys